Dan Pasarelli here. And this is the special thing that I wanted to talk with you about today. And I am super glad that I got this back up and running because this is my credit spread formula that is beating the market right now. And I want to share it with you. Before we get started, I need to point out options are not for everyone. You should read characteristics and risks of standardized options before trading. Get a copy of that by emailing investor services at theocc.com. Don't trade with money you're not prepared to lose. And everything we're doing here is providing generalized information. Now, I'm just going to kind of jump right in here. Think of your usual trade size. Maybe it's a 5 lot, or maybe it's a 50 lot, or a 1 lot. What if you knew that a trade was going to be a winner? Would you trade your normal trade size, or would you trade it bigger? What do you say? Well, bigger, of course, right? The more confidence you have, the bigger you can trade, and that's how you make more money. So look here. On April 30th, 300 call credit spreads traded in United Healthcare. 2 days later, at expiration, the person who made that trade could have locked in a $61,500 winner. Now, that's a nice 2 day profit. It's a big trade. So there's a lot of confidence that someone had in this trade. Who is making these sorts of trades? Well, it's the Wall Street traders, the professionals, the guys who people are always saying are taking their money. These are the people we love to hate. The professional traders that trade for the big institutions like Goldman Sachs, who made $46.3 billion last year. How is that remotely possible? $46 billion. These institutional traders are the same people who made billions leading up to the 2008 financial crisis that left a lot of people out of work and losing their homes. Because, when you're in Chicago or New York and you see that 27-year-old pull up to the valet at the steakhouse driving the Ferrari, guess what he does for a living? And then there's the high frequency traders, firms who pay $10 million to build microwave towers so their order gets to the exchange before yours by 2 milliseconds, and you're left out in the cold. How do we compete with these people? But one thing is undeniable, and you know what that is? They're smart. You don't get to that level without having figured some stuff out. We still don't have to like them or trust them, and we can still disparage them every chance we get. But they make money because they know how to do it. These bad guys. Are these institutional traders our friends? Yes. Yes, actually, they are. And why? Because from today forward, these traders are going to help you with your trading every day on a daily basis. Just imagine that for a minute. There's a way to have institutional traders share the trades that they're making with us real time. They do all the work, we see their trades, and then you get to trade those trades right along with them. This is my promise to you. I'm going to share with you a way to trade high probability trades so you can boost your win rate and profit more on each trade, all while reducing risk. And you'll do it by actually seeing the trades that professional traders are making real time without them even knowing. Sounds pretty great, right? At the end of this presentation, I'll share how you can take the next steps so that you can start getting these results right now. Is that a fair deal? Yeah? Hey, do me a favor, hit that questions box for me. Is that a pretty fair deal, everything that I said here? Can I even see the questions box? Well, I can see the chat box. Just hit the chat box. All right. Okay. Be sure to stay until the end of the presentation. most important things that I will share come later. So let's have some fun with this. Now, those of you who are not familiar with me, my name's Dan Pasarelli, and I traded for years down on the floor of the Chicago Board Options Exchange. Wrote two of the most popular books on option trading. Worked with every major options broker and options exchange in the US and abroad. It gets me on TV a lot, which is kind of nice. My podcast is in the top 5% of podcasts, which I'm actually a little surprised by, but it is. And so this is who I am and what I do. But you know who I really am is I'm more this guy. This is the important things. The most important thing to me is my family, my kids, my wife, Kathleen, who I think probably a lot of, well, those of you who are market taker student traders know Kathleen. She works with us. She runs operations. Previously, she was a copy editor, or what you might call a proofreader for some well-known publications. And now she proofreads our articles. She catches our mistakes. She's the person who makes us look smart because anybody can make a mistake. Now let's talk about you. I know some of you are just starting out, some are already doing pretty well, and some of you have been struggling for a while. But whatever your success level is now, you believe that you can always do better, right? That's the important thing, I think. And maybe that means having a little more freedom to take some time off and play golf. Or maybe it means taking that 3 to 5 day vacation to a dream beach home at an Airbnb with friends and family. Or maybe be able to give more to your family members, put your kids or grandkids through college. Listen, here at Market Taker, I will never preach to you about how trading can get you that brand new Ferrari. That's not us. But what if you could learn a life skill, trading, that allowed you to be able to go and purchase that Mustang convertible for you to enjoy on a nice summer day? All this is possible. What I'm going to share with you today is exactly designed with consistency and reliability in mind. It's not a get rich quick scheme. I mean, we're not trying to do it slow either, right? Don't get me wrong, but I guess we could call this a consistent wealth building activity. It's about drastically increasing your win rate with high probability trades to produce consistent profits over and over again. So you have that one part of your overall trading strategy that you can rely on no matter what. Consistency isn't guessing. Consistency is measurable. It's using probability to increase your odds of winning and produce a positive return in the long run. And in order to do that, we've got to put multiple criteria on the side of every trade. And one of those things is time. Now, we've all heard the phrase time is money, but one is more valuable, right? And I'm not even going to ask. You know which one's more valuable. Time is more valuable, right? Because you know what? You can always make more money. That's not the hard part. But you can never get your time back. And this is what I love about this. You're here, you are putting in your time commitment. Look, Warren Buffett says that the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. You've already invested your most valuable asset, time, in yourself today. So let's keep moving forward and reap the returns, right? Go all the way. Speaking of which, let's talk option trading. In option trading, time literally is money, or at least becomes money. The reason is because options provide more ways of making money. One of the most important is time decay. As time passes, options lose their value. This helps certain traders who know how to put time decay to use. Time passing creates money. Now, that last statement might seem counterintuitive, that time passing creates money because, a lot of traders, they buy options. But I like to say, if you can't beat them, join them. Put time on your side. Instead of buying options and being at a disadvantage, a lot of traders sell them. In fact, selling options is actually more popular than buying them because It's a way to make money by just time passing. Now, one thing about selling options is that if I just go and sell an option, I could end up with a small profit potential, but much bigger risk. So we want to be strategic. There are two limited risk, very strategic option spreads that are at the heart of option trading. So much so that I call them the mother strategies of option trading. They are time spreads and credit spreads. If you can master these two strategies, you will have all of option trading mastered. The reason is because nearly every option strategy is made up of one or both of those strategies. It's important to get credit spreads and time spreads. Now, right now, I will share the inner workings of credit spreads and walk you along the path to putting them to use. There are two types of credit spreads: call credit spreads and put credit spreads. Call credit spread is when a trader sells a call, usually at or out of the money, and then buys a higher strike call that's out of the money with the same expiration on the same underlying. Put credit spread, same idea. Sell a put, usually at or out of the money, and buy a lower, further out of the money put in the same expiration on the same underlying. Now, an important takeaway is that because they're both call and put credit spreads, this method of trading works in both up and down markets. To be clear, these are not directional trades, not bullish or bearish trades. These are what many traders call a line in the sand trade. They're forgiving. As long as the stock stays on this side of the line, it wins. So let's go through an example so you can see what I mean. Let's say a trader is studying Citigroup stock and thinks it's not likely to rise above a certain point. Maybe there's resistance in this case at $54 a share. The trader can position him or herself to make money as long as the stock doesn't go above $54 over the next 10 days by selling the 54 calls that have 10 days until expiration. And at the same time, as part of the same trade, buying the 55 calls in the same expiration. So they sell the 54 calls at 49 cents, buy the 55s at 28 cents. So this trader collected a net credit of 21 cents. Now, 21 cents of option premium is $21 of money. This is a 10 lot contract right here. So that's actually $210. As long as the stock stays below $54 a share for the next 10 days, this trader can make up to $210 on this 10 lot and do so with limited risk because we're protected from buying the 55 call. Think about it this way. The short option is where one makes or loses money. If the stock is below it through expiration, you get the maximum profit. If it goes above it, you start losing money. The long option is the protection. It's what limits losses. This is a probability curve. The horizontal axis is the stock price, and the vertical axis is the probability of the stock being at that price. So what I have here is a bell curve, and most finance professors who, like to get technical, use fancy terms, they'll say that stock prices are log-normally distributed. So this graphic, being a bell curve, is not technically exactly correct, but it's a loose enough artist's rendition. Now, to make it simple, here's what this shows. The middle is where the stock price currently is. The higher part of the curve here says that smaller moves are more probable than bigger moves. If we look at the past 30 days of closing prices, or if we're forecasting for the future, if here is the mid, today's stock price, most recent future prices would be expected to fall here, close to where today's stock price is. But a small number would have closing prices farther away from where the stock is now. Now, another huge implication that this has is that finance professors Assume that a stock has about a 50-50 chance of heading higher or lower. There's a slight interest rate component there, giving a small bias to the stock going up. But this is basically how finance professors think about it, 50-50. That said, we're going to talk about how to change those odds more in your favor in this presentation. Because in this case, the stock was at 52.61 when the trade was put on, and we sold the 54 strike calls, we have a head start in making money. Let's go back to that professor math. If the stock is at 52.61 and there's about a 50% chance of it being lower at expiration, well, that 50% of occurrences, they'd all be winners. Then for the other 50% of the time when it's above 52.61, well, some of that time the trade would be a winner too. Only if it's trading far enough above the strike price at expiration does the trade lose. That's why credit spreads are naturally high probability trades. And that has huge implications. First, the objective is not to do this once, to make one trade. It's to make these trades that have a much better chance of winning over and over again every day. More wins compound over time and can grow your account exponentially. And that's great if you have a small account and want to grow it into a bigger account. And even if you have a big account and want to grow it yet bigger. Look, what if you only had 30 minutes a day to trade? There's some trading styles that would be impossible with that time constraint, right? Day trading, gamma scalping, momentum trades on short time frames, those are all impossible to trade for people with busy schedules. But credit spreads make money as time passes. They're not urgent like momentum trades or day trades. They're ideal for traders with busy schedules or for traders who have the time but like to spend it better. With our trades, we have to look at more than just the win rate. We need to talk about risk. Every trade is a balance of probability of success versus risk reward. Let's look at this Citigroup trade again. If a trader sold this credit spread and collected $210, held it all the way till expiration, and the stock ended below $54 at expiration, the options would expire and the $210 would be the final profit, as shown by the blue line right here. Now, if the stock rises above $54 a share, the trade might still be a winner. The credit from selling the spread was 21 cents, so the actual break even is $54.21. Below 54.21, the trade wins, and above there, the trade loses. And we'll talk more about the loss in a second. It's important. So first, as you see here, your stock's currently at 52.61 or 52.61. So there's about a 50% chance of the stock going down. And if it does, and it's trading lower at expiration, well, that leads to maximum profit. Then there's a 50% chance of it going up. And some of that 50% chance would also lead to maximum profit up until we get to $54 a share. That's when the trade starts getting worse. So your odds of success, they are overwhelmingly in your favor, but I want to be very clear about something. You do stand to lose more than you stand to win. While the maximum win is 21 cents of option premium or $210 on the 10 lot, the maximum loss is 79 cents. We can calculate the max loss by taking the difference between the two strike prices, so 55 minus 54, minus the credit. So that's $1 minus 21 cents is 79 cents. Now, in this case, the risk is more than 3 times the profit. Like I said, there's a balance between probability of success and risk reward. So we need an edge above and beyond just the probability of winning. And this is what is different about our approach to trading credit spreads. We get that edge, so the odds are overwhelmingly in your favor, above and beyond the simple approach that everyone else uses on credit spreads. I mean, what if we could find a bunch of credit spreads that are high probability trades to start out with, and then we take all of them and see which meet certain criteria that would make it an even higher probability of winning above and beyond the simple professor math. We take only the trades with the best probability versus risk reward of those. Now that would be powerful, wouldn't it? Now remember those professional traders? Let's talk about this guy again. I used to be this guy, or at least a guy like him. That was before I chose to work with you to beat guys like him. In fact, I know this sort of guy so well. I actually have a picture of him from when he was a kid. You want to see it? Yep, that was probably him, right? They take your lunch money, eat your lunch, make you do their homework. Now they dominate the financial markets. Are they mean? Yeah, they're mean. Some of these guys, they just take and take and take. Do they cheat? I don't know. Maybe they do. But you know what? Like I said before, they're smart. You can't be a professional trader, not for very long anyway, without having figured some stuff out. Say what you will about them, and you're probably right, but they know how to make money. So I have a question for you. What if you knew what the professional traders were doing? They would find the good trades, they'd do all the research, they would trade them, and you'd know exactly what they were trading the moment they were trading it without them even knowing. It's kind of like having the bully do your homework for you. Wouldn't that be great? But one thing we know is that sometimes even the smartest people make mistakes. So after the bully does our homework, we're going to proofread it to make sure it's right. This whole system is predicated on them being right, but they're not always right. You know, it is always right? Methodology. Our methodology proofreads what they're doing, so we not only have trades from super smart people, but we're only taking the best of them. This is what I call the genius method. After seeing what the professional traders are trading, we verify the technical setups using support and resistance, that we can sell options that are overpriced, and that there are no planned announcements that can cause the stock to lose. And this is how we gain an unfair advantage. We see what the professional traders are doing right there on our computer. So we're getting all their unfair advantages. Plus, we screen them with our time-tested methodology to take only the best of the best. Now, before I get into seeing how the trades the institutions are making, how to find them, how to see them, let's first take a look at what this all looks like in real life. So here's a simple example. On March 27th at 10:07 and 59 seconds, in NVIDIA, an institutional trader sold 1,000 of the March 28th, 115, 120 call credit spreads at 54 cents. So that means the trader sold short 1,000 of the September 28th, 115 strike calls. And at the same time, as part of one trade, also bought 1,000 of the September 28th, 120 calls. That is a call credit spread. Same expiration, two different strikes. Now, because the 15 calls are a lower strike, they had more premium. So the trader took in a credit when he made the trade. In this case, it was 54 cents a contract. So 54 cents is $54 of actual money. Multiply that times 1,000 contract trade. If this trader held this trade until expiration, which in this case is the next day, he or she could have made $54,000 at that time. Now, what if you were alerted about this trade the second it happened? Well, a small trader following along, just trading 5 contracts, could have added a quick $270 to his or her account. Now look, $270, that's not a lot compared to 54,000. But imagine doing this many times over and over again. This is what leads to this being a wealth building activity, even and especially for smaller traders. And bigger traders might consider trading somewhat bigger trades. 10-lot trader could have brought in $540, 20-lot trader could have made $1,080. Here in MicroStrategy on April 9th at 2:49 and 0 seconds in the morning or in the afternoon, 984 of the April 11th 230 280 put credit spreads traded at $5.31. So this trader sold 984 of the 280 puts, and at the same time, as part of one trade, also bought the 230 puts. The trader took in a total credit of $5.31 contract. So this is a put credit spread. Its advantage is that it's a not very bullish trade. As long as the stock is above $280 at expiration, this trader would make $522,504 profit. Now imagine you see this trade the millisecond it happens. Well, a trader trading a 5-lot could add $2,655 profit. 10-lot traders could have brought in $5,310 following along, and that would be $10,620 on a 20-lot. And these are not super time-sensitive trades like day trading or anything. The price often doesn't change all that much over short periods of time. Remember, you make money by time passing. So even if you don't see it right away, even if you notice it an hour later, it's still possible to get in on this trade. We see these every day. And I want to zoom in on the timestamp of this one. I think you'll find it interesting. In AFRM on March 17th at 12:09 and 5.221 seconds, so that's down to the millisecond, a big trader traded 902 of the March 21st 43.45 put credit spreads at 78 cents. Pretty big trade. And then about 40 minutes later, 639 more put credit spreads traded 75 cents. Now we're getting into some big numbers, but then about 17 seconds later, they traded 491 more of these spreads at 75 cents. If this trader held this to expiration 4 days later, and the stock stayed, all it had to do was stay above 45 at expiration, he or she would have made $155,106. Pretty great trade, huh? Even a small trader following along, trading just a 5-lot, could have added $390 to his or her account. 10-lot traders could have made $780, and on a 20-lot, that would have been $1,560. Now, these are just a few examples so that you get a feel for how this works. I have dozens of examples of how all this works that I'll be sharing in even greater detail in a bootcamp video class. In just a few minutes, I'll share how you can get access to the video recording of a half-day boot camp that we recorded for you, and a couple other things I think you're going to like. Any professional athlete or anyone who is ever great at anything for that matter has to get up 2 hours before everyone else to get in their practice. And traders do that too. But you know what? I don't want to get up at 4 a.m. to get all the trade data I need from the CEOs, do all the research, model out the trades and such. The one thing I know is that big institutional traders, they're already doing that. So why double up efforts? If you're like me, you get a lot of messages, and some of them are important. I mean, look, if you didn't open the email that David sent out about this training, you could have missed one of the best opportunities that I've ever shared. I'll tell you that. But, you get some noise too. What if you could get just the most important messages and, skim them over on your lunch hour or break? Get all the information you needed all in one place without the noise. You see just what's important. What I like to call purposeful notifications. Wouldn't that be great? Well, that's what credit spread genius is. And it's here. I created it. Every day you'll get real-time alerts when traders are trading these big credit spread trades to open a new position. You'll be the first to spot these trades so that you can participate in the best trades in the market using my proprietary trade triggers and see exactly when the trade is happening real time. And then just follow a simple checklist to proofread it. It's all super extremely simple. I'm sharing this now so you can start getting the results that you deserve. Like this one on March 17th in EXPE. A trader could have followed the institutional traders, traded a 5 lot of the March monthly, March 21st, 160, 165 put credit spread, and could have made $650 just holding it till expiration. A 10 lot would have made $1,300 in profit. In Palantir on April 10th, a trader could have followed this trade and could have traded a 5 lot of the 84, 85 put credit spreads and made up to $200 on just a 5 lot. A 10 lot could have made $400. In Tesla, on April 9th, a trader could have followed the trade trigger and done the April 11th 262.5, 292.5 call credit spreads and made up to $2,355 on just a 5 lot. That's $4,710 if it was a 10 lot. Here, meet Chris from Mobile, Alabama. Chris was one of the first people to use Credit Spread Genius. Chris says, as a busy professional, I like the credit spread alerts because they save me time researching trades. The nature of credit spreads also means that these alerts are not as time sensitive. I can check the alerts in between patients or at lunch, then quickly formulate a plan to execute a trade. So Jay, I mentioned this earlier. Call credit spread is when you sell a call and then buy a higher strike call. Now, let's talk about how you can actually get these alerts. I want to invite you to join us and start using the Credit Spread Genius system right away. So first, you're going to get the Credit Spread Genius scanner. So every day, you'll get real-time alerts when the big institutions are trading high probability credit spreads. This simple scanner searches the universe of over 5,000 stocks for the setup and makes it possible to find trades that you would never have access to without it. This is my easy-to-use alert system that instantly alerts you to big institutional credit spread trades. You will be following the smart money, so you never have to second guess yourself in the market again. You get password access to real-time trade triggers sent directly from the Chicago Board Options Exchange. I have pulled some strings for you. I've negotiated a contract with the Chicago Board Options Exchange for you to get professional trade data that you literally cannot get from any other source. I repeat, you literally cannot get this anywhere else. I, as a professional in this field, I pay for the data. And not only is it expensive, it's like $7,000 a month for professionals, but it's not available to non-professionals at any price until now. And the best part is it's all legal. When you sign up, you'll sign up as yourself, a non-professional trader, and get access to these signals through this deal I made with the exchange for you on your behalf. It's powerful and it's simple. The closest thing to what I'm sharing with you today is what you'd call an alert system. Now, this is what one person who used Credit Spread Genius had to say about his experience. I've used other alert systems before. Mostly those are alerting naked long calls or puts, mostly way out of the money and seem like a lottery ticket. I never gained any ground with those. This credit spread alert seems somehow different. Like it tells more of what the big dogs are thinking. So yes, what I've created is different. Even the few credit spread scanners that are out there, they boast high probability, but they're only doing the simple professor math. They don't have true high probability once you weigh it against the risk reward. They don't have a true edge. So what I've created is a true high probability credit spread trading system with a real edge that doesn't require constant attention. And I did it along with the training to screen, set up, and manage the trades. I created something that actually works. I talked to my friends at the CBOE about how to get this data. They built an algorithm just for me that scans the market every millisecond for trades the smart money is making and then pushes them out to our traders in a password protected browser window. No one else on the planet has this technology. These alerts are truly different. You can't get them from scanning with your brokerage firm. You literally can't get them anywhere else. But the other important part of this is that proofreading process and the training on how to manage the trades. So I created some bonuses for you. Let me ask you, when the plumber comes by for 30 minutes to fix a busted pipe, you're not paying him for his 30 minutes, right? You're paying him for his 30 years of experience to get it done in 30 minutes. So I decided to save you years of time and put everything you need to know from, my 30 years of experience into a few super short, quick, easy videos to get you up and running so you can start using Credit Spread Genius right away. This video course reveals step by step exactly how and why Credit Spread Genius system works, how to set up the trades, the filters and cross scans to optimize the strategy, and of course, the targets and trade management. Because every step is laid out for you, trading the Credit Spread Genius system removes the emotion from your trading, making it easier to get the results that you want. So what this means is first you're going to get the Credit Spread Genius trade triggers, and you're also going to get the Credit Spread Genius Accelerator video course to get you up and running with this right away. Now, the bottom line is we know this can work for you because we're going to make sure that you have all the training you need to make it work. Today, you'll also get access to the archive of the Credit Spread Genius Bootcamp video course. You're going to get a complete drill down training video on every single aspect of trading the Credit Spread Genius system to maximize your chances of success. In the bootcamp, I share how to easily confirm the technical setup to put more probability of winning on your side, and how to read the options data to identify high probability credit spreads, how to use volatility analysis and skew, and also how to maximize your exits to even further boost your win rate, and how to make all this really easy. Even if you've never traded an option before, you'll understand a simple approach to trading credit spreads so that you can trade with a high probability of success right along with those professional traders. Now, the boot camp is recorded for your convenience or just a review, and it covers everything you need to know to truly master the system. The boot camp video is a $3,750 class a la carte, but what that means is that today you're going to get the Credit Spread Genius trade triggers, the Credit Spread Genius Accelerator video course, the Credit Spread Genius boot camp, so that you're going to have this totally mastered. And this is a $7,750 package, but I want to give you a couple other bonuses. This is the MTM Spreadsheet Trade Tracker. It's my personal spreadsheet for monitoring all my trades. I put it into a simple template that now you can use too. Its formulas are designed to easily calculate trade criteria that you need to analyze to trade and manage your credit spreads, and as well as other types of option strategies too. I've made it so simple to track your trades with this sheet. It's like cheating. This is a $500 value, and it's yours today. Now, this amazing value is not just because of the months of work I put into it, based on my 30 years of experience, but if you can manage your trades more effectively, make an extra couple of $100 on your winners, lose a couple hundred less on your losers, and increase your win rate, well, this simple framework has the power to massively increase your bottom line. So what that means is, first, you're going to get the Credit Spread Genius trade triggers just popping up on a browser window, live real time, right down to the millisecond. We're going to get you up and running fast with the Credit Spread Genius Accelerator video course. You're going to have this mastered after you watch the bootcamp video. And when you use the spreadsheet, you're going to fill in all the criteria that you need to make the trade so you never miss a step. Now, this bonus is designed to further keep you learning and informed and to keep you accountable. We call it Office Hours with Dan. The third Wednesday of every month, you'll join me online to check in, hear about the latest happenings in the market, what we're working on, and to get your questions answered on specific trades that you have on or are considering, or even have questions about the Greeks or option pricing or the impact of macroeconomic events, anything that keeps you moving towards your goals as a trader. So you're going to get the trade triggers, the accelerator video, the bootcamp video, the spreadsheet trade tracker, and once a month, you're going to attend Office Hours with Dan to get all your questions answered. That's a total value of $8,850. The Credit Spread Genius system works on all platforms. Open a simple browser window to deliver your trade triggers real time. There's no special software. You trade on any platform you want. But I'll tell you what. You want to know what I think the best part of this whole thing is? It's what I call the working leverage. And here's what I mean by that. Well, typically, more leverage means, oh, I got to take on more risk, right? Well, in this case, less work means more return. That's the leverage I'm talking about. You're leveraging your time. Look, I spent months developing this. We've done 50% of the work for you. The institutional traders, their trades are just going to show up live real time. They're doing 48% of the work. You do just 2% of the work, and you get to keep 100% of the profits you earn. Buy now. You can see why the Credit Spread Genius system is a steal even at $8,850. If all this did for you is identify high probability trades to take your trading from where it is now to boosting your win rate so you can be consistent and not have the huge swings that all too many traders experience, wouldn't it be worth it just for that? But today, this is not $8,850 because you've made the investment of being here live on this training and being an action taker. You deserve to be rewarded. You're better than millions of other traders out there. I want you to have the results that you deserve. Get started for a small, easy investment of only $597. But you have to take massive action by going to markettaker.com/CSG123GO. That's market as in stock market, taker as in take what is rightfully yours, two T's in a row. markettaker.com/CSGGO. Now, a lot of times I say, okay, this is limited to the first 20 people or something like that. In fact, Bobby, my marketing guy, says I should limit this to 20 people, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm not going to do that today. I actually want as many people to have this as possible. Why? And why would I give such a huge discount? Admittedly, it's for a selfish reason. Every year, I strive to create 1,000 trader success stories. I'm well on my way to doing it. But in order to attract people who are going to be a success story, who are able to be a success story, I've got to find the traders who see value and act on it. Not traders who are scared of an investment. Because if $597 scares somebody off, you're never going to make a trade. You're just going to be trading scared and you're going to lose. So I offer you this value today at just $597 a quarter because I'm looking for traders who are ready to make it happen for themselves. Now, it says $597 per quarter. So you may ask, well, Dan, what happens after the first quarter? Well, great question. I, like you, invest in myself too. I watch webinars, not on trading. I've been doing this 30 years, but webinars on other things that make my life more enriched. And when I see some sort of great trial value like this, I think, okay, great. This is an amazing way for me to try this out. I mean, it's less than $200 a month. If I can't make $200 a month trading this, what the heck, right? So when I invest in something like this, I figure, okay, so I try it. And then after the first quarter, it goes to full price. And that would be fair, right? I mean, full price is $3,000. I mean, it's only $1,000 a quarter. I mean, that's a small investment for what the potential is, isn't it? But you know what? I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that for you, and I don't believe in that for me. So when you go today and just click that link in the chat box, markettaker.com/CSG, and when you grab this at $597 for the entire first quarter, you get to keep that renewal price for life. Now, when I say for life, you're not locked into anything. You can cancel anytime, no questions asked at all. But if you invest $597 in yourself today, you're using Credit Spread Genius tomorrow because the accelerator videos make it so easy. Let's say over the next quarter, you make $2,500. Okay. Nothing major, but how much is that? 400 something percent return on your investment. You might say, I want to do this. I'm getting better at this too. I could probably make more next quarter, right? I'm just talking in hypotheticals here too. I don't know your situation. So you'll want to renew. You will get to keep this renewal for the next quarter and the next quarter for every quarter you choose to stay enrolled. In fact, in 87 days, we're going to send you an email that says, hey, how's it going? Do you want to stay enrolled? Right? So I wasn't kidding that these trades come directly from the Chicago Board Options Exchange. In fact, as soon as you go to markettaker.com/CSG and fill out the enrollment form, you're next taken to the CBOE subscriber agreement from the exchange. And again, that's because of the deal that I worked out for you with the exchange so that I pay for the data. And because you're a non-professional, only through me can you get it. So they require everyone to complete this form first. This should be what you're seeing right now or your receipt email. If you're not, go to markettaker.com/CSG and let's do this. Also, please use the same email on this page from the SIBO that you use on the enrollment form. So if you're using PayPal, please use the same email address for both this form and PayPal. So as a reminder, when you go to markettaker.com/CSG and you join the Credit Spread Genius Alert Service today, first you're going to get the Credit Spread Genius trade triggers that just simply pop up on a browser window, live real time, right down to the millisecond. You're also going to get up and running fast with the accelerator videos. Just watch a couple of short videos and you're ready to go. You're going to have it mastered when you watch the the Credit Spread Genius bootcamp video. And you're going to make sure that you're hitting every single step of the trade when you use the trade tracker. And you're going to get all your questions answered in the office hours with Dan. Go to markettaker.com/CSG. Or if you have questions, I mean, you can put in some questions here. I see Mark has one. I'll get to that in a second. So type your question in the chat box, or you can call 708-381-1768. That's 708-381-1768. And you can even take out your phone, go to the camera app, and point it down in the bottom right-hand corner at that funny-looking square. It's called a QR code. And when the yellow link pops up, just tap it, and you can sign up right on your phone. I made this so easy, anybody could do this. Now, there's one bonus that's not on those slides. That is the MTM Community Chat Room. The MTM Community Chat Room is the greatest chat room ever created for option traders, if I do say so myself. Because here's what I know. For you to be successful at this, you need to be around other traders who are going through the same struggles as you. This is a community. We help each other. You also have access to me and our other coaches there. This is a $297 value, but today you're going to get that as part of your Credit Spread Genius package. Now, sometimes people will say, Dan, this is exactly what I need. I have a small account. I want to grow it consistently. I'm in, but the trouble is I have a hard time coming up with the $597. Is there a way to finance this? And that answer is yes. You can use PayPal and PayPal credit. We have a deal with PayPal to offer you both PayPal as a payment option, as well as PayPal credit. So you can lock in the Credit Spread Genius today when you check out using PayPal, and just choose PayPal credit. Just go to markettaker.com/TS or CSG. Now, do you mind if I over deliver a little bit? When you join today, you will also get this extra bonus. We're going to get you on the phone with our Trader Success team for a 30-minute strategy session. You're going to talk to Philip, who's in charge of our trader success team. And he's going to talk to you about your trading, see what's working, see what's not, and help you overcome what's holding you back. Together, you'll develop a plan to get to the next level. We build this out, you see it on our website, is a $500 phone call. But today, when you go to markettaker.com/CSG, you're going to get that as a free bonus. So, with the trade triggers, the accelerator videos, the boot camp, the trade tracker, office hours, the chat room, and the bonus strategy call, there's a total value of $9,647. Go to markettaker.com/CSG right now or call 708-381-1768. That's 708-381-1768. Or just take out your phone, aim the camera app at the bottom right-hand corner, and when the thing pops up, just click it. Office hours is our monthly Q&A session where I answer all of your questions and hold you accountable to keep you moving forward. Are these trades usually within one day? The PDT rule? No, most are not day trades. There are some that are day trades, but you don't have to make them. Some of these trades I trade in a smaller account that I have that has less than $25,000. It's the one that I use to trade live in front of people. And, if there is a day trade that pops up that some trader made, I just don't trade it. Or I trade it in a different account. But you have that flexibility. Now I think, David, I'm about at the end of my time here, aren't I? Or
Yeah, just a couple of minutes left.
Oh, okay. Well, I do have some frequently asked questions. Sometimes people will say, well, Dan, what if I can't install it properly? There's nothing to install. As soon as you go to markettaker.com/CSG, by the way, Anthony did. Welcome. Congratulations, Anthony. Welcome and congratulations to Christopher. Good job signing up here, Jeffrey. Nice work. Great job. Welcome and congratulations to Perry. Welcome. Great job. Welcome and congratulations to Linda. Nice job signing up, moving forward, making it happen for yourself. But all of you just got an email with the username and password. All you do is you open the email, click the link in it, and type in the password, and boom, the trade triggers are showing up. If you were able to get into this webinar, you will be able to get into the trade triggers. Is it time consuming? No, that's why we did this. I know you're busy. It's just a couple minutes per trade. What if I can't figure it out? That's why we have the accelerator videos and the boot camp. Hey, what if I have a small account? If you like having a small account, in order to change that, you have to take an action. This is that action. Consistency is the most important criterion. So, one more time, go to markettaker.com/CSG or call 708-381-1768, or just use the QR code at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. And that is everything I have to share today.